guys can, stop, rewind, replay, skip ahead, do what you need with it. So let's check it out. We did 3 Brabo Choke variations. First off, starting in side control, we have cross-body, scarf positions, backside control, other side control positions. From cross-body, we have 3 basic variations. We have the basic head and arm control that you learn in the combatives class. Arm isolation position, where I can do kimuras, arm locks, and other chokes. And then we have hip control right here, all right? Generally, I'm going to go to hip control when they're really good at recovering their guard. This is going to prevent guard recovery. When I'm in this arm isolation position, he knows his arm is vulnerable, and my goal is to hold my partner in crossbody, make them uncomfortable, convince them they can't get out, and then give them an opportunity to get out, right? They're going to take that opportunity. That's the strategy of the submission, okay, as you set it up. When you're setting up submissions versus playing catch-up, trying to react to the movements, you have a much higher percentage of getting a finish when it's set up properly. So position before submission. Make sure you have a really good position and can dominate that position, and then you can give opportunities for your partner to take that you're prepared for. That way your percentage of actually getting the finish goes way up. So from arm isolation now, and he knows his arm's a threat, I'm going to give him an opportunity where usually when I block the hip, I'm going to keep my head real tight, my body real tight, so he can't get that underhook. But now I'm going to give just enough space for him to shoot that arm underneath. And what he's trying to do here usually is to pop me up over the head, come up to his knees, and maybe take my back. So as he goes to take the back, turn it this way, I'm going to get the wizard position. So this arm wraps around his to the front side. All right? And now I'm going to keep this knee really tight and base up on this leg. From here, this hand can come under the neck, and I can get a 4-finger grip. Like this, palm out, palm in. 4-finger grip. Tuck the elbows tight. And I can use that to tuck his chin now and drive back in to keep him on his side. Now, he's got his arm around my hip. All right, so for the first variation, I want to pass this arm between the legs. So while I have this first grip here, I can sprawl on my shoulder, step over that arm, and push it in with the knee a little bit. So now the arm is on the front side of the leg and not the outside. This is going to allow me to pull the head in and feed deeper right here. You'll notice my shoulder is in his armpit. I want to get that deep. And now I bite the neck, and then I bite the wrists. Okay? I'm going to hug. I want to make sure that I get a nice deep grip here where I loop and hook. I don't want my fingers to be wedged in. It loops and hooks tight, and this is going to hug tight on his back, high up on the shoulder. So far we're under the arm, around the head, feeding in deep. I'm going to bite, elbow pit to the neck, bite here, hook, and hug high. Now with my chest, I'm just going to drive him back into the mat, pushing his arm towards his head. I'm going to sprawl up on that, and then pull my elbows towards my chest. All right, that's the classic Brabo or Darce choke. Super tight, super effective. I'll do that one more time. Cross body here. I'm going to move to the arm isolation position. To hip control, let him come underneath. Move to the wizard position. Palm out, 4-finger grip, controlling the head. Even if he comes all the way up to his knees at this point, I can use the leverage of this to tuck his chin and roll him back over. Now I'm going to pass that arm between the legs. Sprawl up, pass the arm between the legs. Now I can feed deeper, push and pull, bite the neck, bite the arm, hug the back. Now drive in with the chest, squeeze the elbows in to the chest. Okay? Now, this Brabo choke doesn't really require a quick tap. If you know you have a nice bite, if you know you have a nice squeeze, and they're just kind of surviving, like sometimes when you practice, the pain and discomfort sinks in before the choke. But when you're drilling live and they're resisting, a lot of times the choke sinks in before the pain, okay? So chokes aren't always quick taps. Sometimes they're slow taps. We're cutting off the blood flow on that bottom side carotid artery, okay? So you can, if you're not squeezing and they're tapping right away, it's okay. It's one of those holding positions where I know I got a nice tight choke. I can hold and squeeze. I don't have to use 100% force, and we'll get that tap. All right, so that's variation 1. Variation 2 was using the gi. So everything here is the same. 1, 2, 3. He shoots the arm under. We go to the same wizard position. But now, instead of going to my forefinger grip, I'm going to go and use the lapel grip. So my thumb goes in to open it up to feed the 4 fingers inside. Now right here, I want to see my thumb behind the neck. I want my wrist bone connected to the carotid artery on the bottom of the neck. Now I can't get a really tight gi grip right here because he's laying on the gi and it's pulled tight. So in order to get a good grip here, I'm going to go thumb back in. 4 fingers are still in. I'm going to lift them up a little bit and pull that gi out of place. So now it's nice and has a lot of slack in that first grip, so my hand is comfortable and it's really deep and controlled. Second hand is simply going to come across. I'm just going to slide the arm across the jawline and neck until I hook right here. Now I'm going to roll both of my wrists, and I'm going to sprawl on him. And I sprawl first with my right shoulder, my inside shoulder, and rotate you this way, Bryson. Sprawl on my right shoulder, and now I'm just going to lean to the left forearm. So I just lean my way towards the head and get that choke. Now that bottom hand under is going to lift up the wrists, whereas the top hand is going to be chopping down. So wrists are going to meet. We're getting a pinch with the wrist. All right, we'll do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feed. The key right here is to jiggle that lapel to get a good grip and to make sure the fold of your wrist is right on the outside of the neck. Now the good thing about this choke is his arm can stay on the outside the entire time. I don't have to pass it to the inside. So that's why I might do this choke versus the no-gi variation, because I can do the no-gi choke while we're wearing the gi. But to get it tight, the arm really has to pass to the inside. This one doesn't require that, so that's one of the nice things about the lapel variation. So we're here, slide, stay connected. Don't just come and grab. Don't just do that. Slide. This is what makes it tight and uncomfortable. And then hook. Stay connected. Sprawl, lean on the inside shoulder towards the outside, over the head, and get that tap. Okay. Variation 3. I love variation 3. It's kind of sneaky. It works really well when they have a good defense to the first 2, and it's hard for them to stop and defend the third variation. All right, so we're in that same situation here. Turn this way a little bit. Same situation here, but what will happen a lot of times is, so I can't get a good grip here, get a good grip here, any of those things, they're going to lift their head out like that. Makes it hard to feed and get deep the way that we need to, all right? So I'm going to keep my hands here on the neck and my hand on the head, and I'm just going to kind of stay tight, and I'm going to just shuffle around to the other side. So I use my shoulder as the pivot, and I come behind his head. All right, now here I'm just going to take my hand and grab my leg, like that. So I have his head and arm wrapped up still, but he's not getting away from me, okay? Keep my head connected, and now I'm going to pull my lapel out, and I'm going to feed it to this hand. And I can have, it doesn't have to be super tight, you can leave slack. All right? But now I'm going to cut back. Pivoting on my shoulder once again. And now I'm going to get my second grip right here. Connect my elbows. Sprawl back out. And just like the last one, I just lean over the head. All right, so he never saw that coming because I'm not grabbing his lapels. I'm not getting a bite like normal. It's changed up, all right? I'm going to do that one more time, Grayson. All right. 1, 2, 3. He goes under. Stay tight and connected. Block. He's lifting his head away. Can't feed. I'm going to pass around. grab my leg, keep my base, pull the lapel out, feed it to the hand, cut back around, always stay connected. All right, so my first hand is palm out, second hand is palm in. Grab, connect your elbows tight together, sprawl, roll the wrists, lean. Super tight. All right, final note is lay down this way, Mason, put your head that way for me. Is I can do all these right off the guard pass, and ideally this is very nice too. Catch them in transition, all right? So when I'm doing something like a knee cut pass here, you know, if I win the underhook, boom, he's in a lot of trouble. He doesn't like that. If my opponent's experienced, they're going to try to win the underhook right here, okay? So I'll pretend like I don't want him to, but I'll let him win that underhook right here, okay? I'm just not going to let him get my back. If I just keep going, like I'm trying to go side control like normal, he'll just keep going and get my back. Right? So my guard pass turned into his back take. Make sure you keep your foot hooked. Then you're sitting on that leg. That gives you a certain level of control. Now get out. I have a certain level of control already just because of that. And then we get the wizard. Right? So I let him win the underhook. Boom. But I get that wizard position right away. I hook the arm and then I lean on it. Okay? Now, from here we can do either variation. So quick recap, variation number 1, 4-finger grip. Now I'm going to go ahead and pass the leg out so I can get my sprawl. Pass that around to the front. Go deeper. Bite 1, bite 2. Smash them and squeeze. Variation 2. The arm doesn't have to pass to the inside, although it could. Thumb is up, slide tight, hook the shoulder, sprawl, rotate over the head. Variation 3, get the head up, I'm trying to control it. Pass it around the other side, grab my knee, pull the lapel out, feed it to the other hand, cut back around, hook, elbows tight, sprawl, choke right here. All right, and the very last thing is letting them get to half guard. That's just something you can add to any of those that is only going to make it worse. It's not going to make it better for my partner. So we'll do that facing this way real quick. If I have this position here, I'm usually kind of like keeping this knee down, and then I might go to sprawl position. Go here. I might go to sprawl position to finish the choke. But let's say I go ahead and pass the arm around, boom, like this. But now when I sprawl, I might even give him the knee. That makes him believe he's getting out. And now I just trap that leg, and now I lean over the head this way. As I roll my wrists up into the neck and finish the choke. It only makes the choke worse, and now he's more limited in his movement. So I could do that particular technique with either 3 of those variations of the Brabo or the Darsh choke, all right? I can bait the half guard. So we bait 2 things. I bait the underhook for him, which is going to get me to the wizard position, which is going to allow me to finish with the Brabo choke variation. And then if I want to, once I have the choke kind of sunk in, I can also bait the half guard, which at the end of the day is only going to make the choke worse. All right, you guys. Enjoy, practice. We'll see you next time.